Hi everyone, so we are back. So very sorry for the technical difficult issue. So Supun,
Yeah, so I think now the judges are looking at the robot and the code of the next team. Uh, so uh, so once that's finished, we will be able to see their run. Uh,
with that we have
so,
to remind about our amazing panel of judges who gave the feedback. Mr. Bhanuka Silva, a lecturer from the Department of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering from University of Moratuwa, and we have Mr. Govindu Lianage, an engineer in data science from X.O Concepts Private Limited. And also we have Mr. Iresh Jayawardena, an associate electronics engineer from Arimak Lanka Private Limited. So we have judges representing both academia and also the industry. So a really experienced panel of judges, don't you think so?
yeah, definitely. I think every competitor who is participating in today's event can get very personalized insight from them, so they can further improve on their robotic skills. And even the viewers who have joined us through our live chat, through our live stream, can also hear the feedback that the judges are giving for the each of the teams, and they also can take something out of it and use that to enhance their robotic skills.
So we have our next team up, Supun, Darth Vader from Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology. And it seems like it's a one-man team, right?
Yeah, seems like that. So maybe the Darth Vader himself has come without his stormtroopers, uh, and it's a very like matching name, right, for our team as well.
Yeah, definitely. So we hope all the good luck for Darth Vader from Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology in the upcoming run. So
Yeah. So like if we have like seems like he has done everything alone by himself. So seems like he have put in a lot of work like past month. Like so, if we are participating with the team, you can divide the things that you have to do among team members. So like each member can manage it. So but here seems like this person has to do everything by himself. So I think
yeah,
that's a
it must.
dedication that we have to upload, right?
Yeah, definitely, Supun. He has been he has put some real effort, and uh, he has done he has given his best, I guess, alone. But also something we need to remember is that we should always know to work with a team too, because like there's a limit as to how much you can do alone, and at a
Hmm.
point you will need to work together with a team.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I also agree with you.
yeah,
So while we are waiting for the run of the team Darth Vader, I would like to remind our viewers to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay informed about the info of Sri Lanka Robotics Challenge. So I think we will be able to see the run shortly, right, Nima? So it seems like everything is wrapping up.
yeah. So we have some interesting comments from our live chat. Latik is mentioning that 1 lakh if he wins, that 1 lakh for one guy. So there are no, it needs to be no split.
Hmm.
That seems like a really good opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe that's the inspiration for being a one-man team. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Why divide between the others, right?
yeah, so unlike for himself. So yeah, maybe he can do that. Who knows? So like right now we can see a glimpse of the robot. So we will be able to show you shortly the run. So right now we cannot show you what's happening in our main room because of confidential reasons. So shortly, as soon as it's finished with the judges, we can go on to the run.
Yeah, so the judges are examining the robot right now. Let's see. what they think and how it will run, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think we are ready for the run. I think the final technical details are getting sorted out, and now I think you guys can see the run of the team Darth Vader.
Yes, definitely.
Seems like the robot is moving kind of slow, don't you think, Nima?
Yeah,
Compared to
so
what we saw.
see how it goes, because time is also problem that they
Yeah,
have to
very
tackle.
important. Yeah. And also, like, seems like they haven't identified the color patch correctly, right? So they haven't printed it on the console,
Yeah, we are
and
not anything from in the console, so it might be an issue. I also think the robot is too large, don't you think? I'm not sure whether it is.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
we are seeing
true.
some serious malfunction from the robot, right?
Yeah. So, like, the identification of the color patch is a mandatory task. It's not an optional task. So maybe that, like, this team also have not read the description properly, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it seems like they're not going for the second attempt too. So that was the run by Darth Vader. Uh,
Mhm.
so let's see what the judges think about this
Yeah.
performance.
So I think this will be a quick evaluation, don't you think? Because the robot couldn't go that much far in our course. So let's see what happens. So Nima, until judges talk with the team and identify what's wrong and get back with us feedback, shall we move on to a short promotional video?
Definitely.
LSEC Technology is a solution provider to financial market institutions around the globe. We provide trading, surveillance, clearing, depository solutions to over 25 institutions spread out over 5 continents.
Innovation is the legacy and the foundation of our success and will continue to be a key success factor in our future as well. We are a niche, high-performing organization with world-class talent. We attract the cream of the system in the country. Here at LSEG Technology, you will have the opportunity of working with a global team of colleagues who are industry experts. You will also have the opportunity of working with a diverse client base.
LSEG technology products win in the market due to its technical competitiveness. That is, we are a few years ahead of the competition in terms of technology. To preserve our competitive advantage, we do invest in keeping our developers abreast and up to date of all the current technologies so that in turn our products are extremely competitive in the marketplace. We are a product company. In that sense, we design and develop and maintain and commission and support all our product lines. So you have an end-to-end exposure from concept development to detailed design to build out to test to commissioning. So that's a full cycle exposure of really critical infrastructure software.
We are a high-performing organization and a culture which celebrates you for who you are. We are from different ethnic backgrounds. We have a massive inclusivity culture. Your personal preferences can be you. So the culture is, it allows your individuality to be a part of the organization. But where we also come together as a culture is when we drive high performance.
What we're looking for is really talent that has an aptitude for engineering. A pure play is that when you join us, we don't really expect you to know the ins and outs of finances, programming large systems. Those skills we will impart on you. But you should have the aptitude to take that on board and grow your technical skills and your ability to manage teams and take on more and more responsibility as your career progresses.
We belong to a fabulous legacy which has changed year on year to be completely new, current and different. So all of us who is in this organization now and somebody who is a potential family member, has an opportunity to shape, navigate, envision what it ought to be for the next centuries to come.
Okay, now the evaluation is over. We invite judges to give their feedback.
Uh, the main thing that I saw in this robot is the size of this robot. So when you are designing a robot in this kind of competition, as I told you earlier, please try to design the robot as small as possible, because there is a small size limit and a large size limit. So try to adhere to the smallest possible one, because when the robot is smaller, you can easily navigate through walls. That is a great advantage when the robot is smaller. So this is a good job because you have tried. There are teams that even haven't built the chassis also. So I appreciate your work. So you can do better. Please keep that in mind when you do your competition. That's all. Iresh?
Thank you. Yes, Govindu said, this is not an easy task to do. And since it's a one-person team and he has done everything by himself, so he has done a very great job by making a robot and making it follow a line and even completing part of the entire competition. It can be considered as a huge success for him. So I must say that he should keep his good work and continue with in future as well. So great job, team Datte.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much. It's very valuable for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, judges, for your valuable feedback.
Thanks.
That was the feedback for the team Darth Vader by the judges. And I think like Nima noticed earlier, the judges also commented on the size of the robot. And I also was able to learn something from that, like it's better to always build a smaller robot so you can navigate through the course easily. And I think we have to appreciate and applaud his effort. Like he mentioned that in the main breakout room that he couldn't like finish he couldn't finish the algorithm up to end of the robot. So like he had only programmed up until the first junction, but we have to applaud his effort and still coming forward and showing what he have done up until now. So we hope that he will take this feedback and improve his robotic skills upon that and come back strong for the next round.
Yeah, definitely, Supun, because even like you mentioned, like I wasn't aware of this building a small robot thing, because even I thought we have to, if it's better to use the maximum size as possible so we can incorporate all the sensors and everything inside. But it was really information for me too, because it's really good to make a small size robot navigating the paths.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So we have our leaderboard, right, Supun?
Yeah, so let's see how the leaderboard have changed. Nima, would you like to give the update?
Yeah, Supun. So Darth Vader has taken the 10th position in the leaderboard with 19 points, and it has pushed down Scott Striker's team. So that's the new update. So we still have a Bitfinite team with 96.47 points on top, and Doodle Squad with 80.6 points, and Decap at the third place with 75.9 points. So that seems to be how the leaderboard is, and it still haven't changed from the last day's competition. So it seems
The
like
top 3 spots seems unshakable, but we have 5 more teams left. Let's see how they performs. So we have next the team Rosinant from University of Peradeniya. Maybe they will be able to give a run for the leaderboard, right?
Yeah, let's see how they do, Supun. We wish them all the good luck. Oh,
Yeah, and yeah, one more correction. We have 4 more teams, not 5. Sorry for that. Sorry for that inconvenience. And we would also like to remind our viewers that you can visit our official website, slrc2021.com. There you can find and see for yourself the leaderboard being updated real time. And also there is the live stream as well embedded in the site right there. So we encourage all of the viewers to go there and see how all of the teams have fared up until this point.
yeah.
Also, Nima, I think this is a good time to remind the viewers of our sponsors as well.
Yeah, so we always has to give our heartfelt gratitude for our sponsors. They are the reason also we are able to give such large cash prize in this event. So reminding about our sponsors, we have our platinum sponsor, Asiata Digital Labs, Advancing Digital Lives, and also we have a gold sponsors for the event, Synopsys Lanka Private Limited, powering the new era of smart everything. And we have London Stock Exchange Group, trusted global financial markets infrastructures and data providers. So those are our amazing partners, our sponsors we have for this event. So
yeah, definitely. And also we would once again like to express our gratitude for partnering with us.
Yeah, and
so Nima, so the next team that we have is from University of Peradeniya, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to hear them more than you did for the other team?
No, nothing like that, Supun. I guess you told that because I'm in Candy, is that it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Supun.
Maybe you are cheering for your hometown.
No, Supun. I'm from University of Moratuwa, so if there's a university that I'm cheering, it's for University of Moratuwa. So yeah, but to be honest, we are not taking any sides in this competition. We are giving.
Just to clarify, that was for fun. Yeah, we don't care about what university you are from. We only care about how you perform in our virtual stage that we have set up. So
Remind him.
seems like as per routine.
Go on, Supun.
Yeah, so I was saying, as per routine, the next team is being their robot and their code being checked by the judges before can see the run. So until then, you have to bear with us for a few minutes. Yeah, so Nima.
So
what were you saying?
About our cash prizes, our amazing cash prizes, the largest cash prize that you'll see in robotics competition in Sri Lanka. Oh, we have 1,100,000 in cash prizes in ready for the first for the winners, and then for the second place we have 60,000 rupees, and we have in the third place they will be winning 30,000 rupees. So they are the largest cash prizes that you will be seeing in robotics competition in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that adds to I think that adds to the motivation of participating in this competition and trying to secure the top 3 places because of the huge financial incentives that you can gain.
Yeah, definitely. So, what we hope is from giving this much of a big prize is winning team. They have put their effort and their blood and sweat into this competition, and if they are if they win, we are expecting that they will from the prizes that they will get, they will be able to do some give some more in return. Maybe build an actual great robot in the future that will really be helpful for man. for mankind, right, Super?
Yeah, definitely. And also, like on top of that, I'd like to say that it's also a form of encouragement for more teams to participate because providing a stage for all of the robotics enthusiasts to showcase their talent and get great feedback from our judges and improve on their robotic skills so that they can contribute to the society, contribute to the country using the robotic skills that they gain through from this is the main idea or what SLRC is all about. So all of these are just more ways to motivate you, encourage you to participate in this event and sharpen your robotic skills further. So there seems to be a question. So Nima, like they're asking, is there any price for commenting?
Yes, actually, I think it's actually a good question because there is actually it's the price of getting experience in this kind of in this kind of amazing event. I think the experience itself is a something huge that we get out of this competition, isn't it, Supu?
Yeah, definitely. Nothing that, yeah, it's like unmeasurable, right?
Yeah,
So, yes.
It's actually better than the 100,000 cash prize that will be awarded to the winning team. The experience is
Yeah.
really great in this kind of competition.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with you. So, seems like the judges are still asking few questions on what the approach is and how things are planned. So, let's wait and see how this team will perform.
Yeah, super. Shall we go for some music until then?
Yeah, sure. That would be.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
So seems like the judges are finished with doing preliminary things and checking the robot. So I think we are ready to see the run of team Rosinante from University of Peradeniya.
Okay. So they have identified the color patch correctly. And they also seem to be taking the wall following path. Wow. So
Yeah, so today is the day of the
wall
following
following
path, I
path.
guess.
Yeah. So
And the robot is moving really fast, right?
yeah, the robot moves really
So
fast, but it's like it's a little bit slow in the wall following area.
mm,
Probably it has to tune its sensors a bit properly more than that. So
yeah, and
okay.
seems like the maximum speed is over the limit. So like as per the rules and regulation of this task, the robot's maximum speed can only be 15 centimeters per second, but seems like this robot's maximum speed is 18 centimeters per second, right?
Yeah. So let's see what the judges think about that. Now it's trying to choose the right color, so it should stop in the red one. Yeah, it did. So they did it in the first attempt itself, right, Safa?
Yeah, like all round an impressive performance by this team, but the only problem is exceeding the robot's maximum speed. But I think the decision for that, if there is a penalty or what's going to happen, is all on the judges' hands, right?
Let's see what the judges think about that. Like that's why we said it before also. Like they really have to think about this. They have to read the task description and the rule book properly. So that's why these problems are rising. Other than that, I think this is a really good competition from this team, right?
Yeah, definitely. And also, I think this is the first time that we saw a robot turning back and going to see other squares as well. Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, other teams who tried going through the wall following path without doing the subtask got stuck in at a middle point somewhere in the course. But this team went to the end, and we could see the robot checking each of the path, each of the squares. So I think that's exciting to see as well.
Yeah. So this is the first time we see a successful wall following robot, right, Sabah?
Yeah, definitely. But we have to like appreciate the effort by the circuit breakers team as well. Their wall following was really smooth. The only part that they got stuck is at the end of the course. But seems like this robot have done both of those things without any problem.
Yeah. So let's see what the judges is thinking about it. I don't think they are going to get their second attempt too, because
Yeah, they
like as I
successfully
said
completed
before,
this one.
like if they take the second attempt, it will affect their time bonus. But maybe if they could, like in the second attempt, they could maybe change the world values or something, and maybe they will be able to some of the mistakes that they have done. So
Yeah, maybe. And
so
also, like we got information from the main room that the n value that they have printed is wrong, right, Nima? Seems like they have
yeah.
printed 8, but it should be 4.
So, let's see what the judges think about that too. So
So seems like they have struggled on the small tasks, right? Like seemingly easy tasks, but
yeah, actually.
they have like done to perfection the hard tasks of the competition, like the wall following and the line following, and at the end going to each of the squares and choosing the right one. All of the hard tasks are done perfectly, but the small stuff, I think they're experiencing quite a problem.
Yeah. So what I thought was, Supun, that if we could combine all these great parts from all the robots, like we could have an amazing robot, right? Like with
Yeah,
an awesome
definitely.
wall following algorithm and also a line following algorithm, we could get a perfect robot out of this competition, don't you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and that's a really interesting thought as well. I think I didn't like get any think of anything like that, but I think that's really interesting, and I think that kind of brings forth the idea that you said earlier as well, that engineering is all about teamwork. So seems like if all of the teams got together and made a huge team, they would be come up with even a better robot.
Oh, seems like
So Nima, seems like
they are not taking their second attempt, and the judges have gone to the evaluation phase. So we will be watching a promotional video from one of our sponsors. So
imagine a technology partner invested in your dreams, where we take the time to understand your aspirations and give you the opportunity to transform them into reality through disruptive innovation. We are Asiata Digital Labs. We are a team of IT professionals, data scientists, cloud solutions specialists, creative design engineers, spanning 7 global offices. We are enriching the lives of over 500 million people. We have successfully delivered projects globally, specializing in digital telco solutions, mobile money, fintech, IoT, AI, machine learning, data analytics, and self-care solutions. Using our expertise and domain knowledge, we have helped challenge the norms of industries and rewrite the rules of engagement. We provide our customers with agility. We provide them future-ready products now. Asiata Digital Labs, advancing digital life.
that was a promotional video from our platinum sponsor, Asiata Digital Labs. So right now also we are waiting for the judges to evaluate the performance of the team Rosinante from University of Peradeniya. So they will take their time to do a rigorous evaluation of the team, so they can present fair and maximum marks that they can give for each team. So we will be able to hear from them shortly on what they think of the robot and how the robot performed.
yeah, so we also have to mention our amazing partners, our sponsors for this event. So Supun, would you like to mention our sponsors?
Yeah, definitely. So we have to like always mention our sponsors, because without them organizing such an event and conducting such an event with this much success is not easy and it's not possible. So we always have to thank our sponsors for enabling us to host this kind of event in such caliber. So we have our platinum sponsor, RCRA Digital Labs, Advancing Digital Life, and we then have our gold sponsor, Synopsys Lanka Private Limited, powering the new era of smart everything. Then we have London Stock Exchange Group, your trusted global financial markets infrastructure and data provider. So once again, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude towards them for partnering with us and giving us the support giving us the support to host such an event of this caliber in a successful manner. Sonima, like, what do you think about the design of this robot?
Yeah,
team's
so
robot?
that's what I was thinking. Like, it's they made some small mistakes. Like they did it in the first attempt itself, but they had some issues with the speed. They went over the limit, and they also had issue with printing the n value correctly. And also, other than that, they did fine, right, Supun?
Yeah. So once again, what we have to stress is that the small points are what they have missed out on. So like if they have read the problem description correctly, maybe they could have done a perfect run without even those small errors. And so Nima, like when I look at the robot, I kind of get the vibes of a tank or something, like a military vehicle by the color scheme of it. What do you
Yeah,
think?
definitely. And also, I think the wheels are placed in a different manner, don't you think, Supun? Like,
Yeah, like the wheels are kind of sided to the front of the robot, and there's a small wheel at the back, right?
back rather than in the front as we saw in the other teams, right?
Hmm. So
So
I think, like as judges mentioned earlier, like having this kind of design helps the robot to rotate and take turns more easily. So I guess the team has identified that prior and made the robot in such a manner to utilize that advantage.
yeah, and also the robot is really small. I think that also helped them to easily navigate, as the judges said in the last session.
Yeah,
So
definitely that's true. And also, like I think they have only used a single distances, but I'm not sure. But judging by the design of it, there seems to be a single pillar at the front. So I think what their strategy was skipping the subtask to finish our course in a limited time, and also to save back on money so they can get incentives in the form of money bonuses.
we will have to get an update from the judges itself about the sensors that they have used, because
Yeah.
it's not visible from the outer appearance. But I think like they have utilized the sensors really well. But because this is the first time I saw like the robots checking each pad, and then like it was really easy for the robot to totally take the quick decision that it was not the correct color pad, and it rotated right by itself and went to the other square. So that was really fast, don't you think, Supun? Like,
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that was really impressive, and we should like applaud this team on their hard work that they have put in to get this robot to work in such a manner, in such a smooth way, don't you think?
definitely, like it chose the hard path. I think choosing the like wall following path. So it's like really good effort from them. Let's see what the
Yeah.
judges will be saying next.
Yes. So maybe like I think it's hard to tune for the curve line path, the PID algorithm, because I think that's why some of the teams are like ignoring the subtask altogether and moving through the wall following path. But I'm not sure. That's just a guess. So yeah, my guess is there's any others guess as well. So Nima, I think we have an interesting comment in our comment section of the live stream of this event. So Latika is suggesting, how about a robot fighting competition next time? So what's your opinion on that, Nima?
Yeah, like to be honest, even I thought of the same thing last night. Like instead of this line following and wall following robots, why don't we like have these battle robots? And like I have seen international competitions, and they are really exhilarating and thrilling to watch. But when I further thought about it, something I thought was like, what can we get out of it? Like it was something I was thinking about for the past week, because robotics used to be used for the good, right? Out of everything, like even with like we see how the world is going on these days, and they are using the technology for good purposes in one side, and also for the bad purposes in another side. So when using this technology, we should always think about using it for the better of the humanity. But even in the battle robot scheme, I don't think also can see a good side, because the mechanisms and making what do you call it? This robot should be really stable and hardened to withstand all the pressures and the knocks. So taking it like we could develop it into a RAW or something. So like I think we have both good sides and bad sides by having that sort of competition. What I finally
Yeah,
thought was like, couldn't we have two competitions, like having both of these in the next time?
So
You think
maybe
so?
line following, and then at the end the two robots are fighting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah, I really like your ideas. That was really interesting. What you said about the technology must be used for the betterment of the country, not the other way around. But I think by doing such a competition, there is some other skill set that's been tested. Like the robot needs to be like built in a such a way that they are really reliable, right? So like they shouldn't like knock down when the other team just kind of hits them with their offensive weapon. So maybe the teams can practice building robots reliably by such a competition.
Oh, the judges
So,
are ready to give the feedback, it seems. Go on, Subhan.
yeah, no, I was also trying to. Yeah.
Okay, great. So
Evaluation is over. We invite judges to give their feedback.
Okay, in this team, even they have prepared their robot for the roughness value of 1. It worked for roughness value the given arena. So we can say that it's due to their resilience of their robots. So in the field of robotics, it's a very good feature to have, because the actual surroundings and environments are tend to change rapidly. So if a robot can handle that sort of changes, it's a plus point in the robotics field. So I wish I say that they have done a great job achieving that type of ability for their robot. So I say it's a great job. Banuka.
Yes, Suresh. So I agree with you as well. So their robot was resilient in that regard. And one thing I have to mention here when we were checking their code is that they had some misunderstanding uh, about the wheel speed and how it is defined in this Weber software. So the Weber software is taking the revolutions per second, or the angular velocity of the wheels to determine the speed. So therefore, you have to correctly set these parameters when you are implementing your code. So it is like let's say you are going for exam paper and your calculator is in radians when you want it in degrees. So some a scenario like that. So if your calculator is in radians, then all the
all the final answers you get will be erroneous. Okay, so then you lose marks in the exam paper, something like that here. So doing a robotics project like that, so you have to get the fundamentals more precisely, because if something goes out of track, you might not understand where the problem is and so on. But overall, their implementation is robust. So they had some issues with the factors, and there were some errors, but their wall following is really good. And apart from that, I can also say that their chassis seems like the chassis design seems like they have considered about the center of gravity, and they try to lower the chassis to the ground as much as possible. So looking at a design like that, it gives some confidence when looking at that robot as well. It is like in the physical world. So overall, really good job by the team. Govind, if you have anything to add.
Yes, Manuel, I agree with you and Niresh. The most significant feature is that they have trained their robot to roughness value 1, but it works at roughness value 0.2. So that's quite good job, because normally this can happen in real world. So if you can handle that in these simulations, that's amazing. So that's a quite good job. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your valuable feedbacks.
Supun. So that was some amazing feedback from the judges, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think they praised the team on having a physical aspects where they can adapt to different conditions. So as judges mentioned, that they have trained their robot on roughness with roughness 1 value, but even when the roughness is at 0.2, the robot performed without any problem. Yeah.
Also, they commented about the center of gravity being really low. And also they had the problem with the speed was due to some unit conversion. Isn't that so, Supun?
Yeah, seems like that, right? So seems like that in V-boards we have to mention them in revolutions per second. So like they have to convert between centimeters per second and revolutions per second. But I think overall it was a really positive feedback from the judges, and it was a really great run from the team, right? Don't you agree?
Definitely, Supun. It was a really great run, and also I think the judges were also really impressed with their work. So
Yeah.
we will be going to a break right now, Supun.
Yeah. So yeah, right now we will be going on to a small 5-minute break. So we have witnessed 4 teams performing on our virtual stage today, and we have 3 remaining teams. So once we get back from the break, you will be able to see the amazing performance that the upcoming 3 teams bring to the virtual stage of SLRC 2021. So with that, I'll be signing off. So we hope that you will join with us after the break and be an amazing audience as you have been right now.
So it was really amazing working with you, Supun. So signing off, my name is Nima Vikram Singh, and while we are gone, you will be able to witness some of the highlights from last year.
had 12 teams, and we have another 3 teams in this latter half of the session. I'm Gajoshan, and joining me is my co-commentator Chiranta. Chiranta, what's your opinion of the day so far?
So it has been really amazing to watch all those 4 teams, and as yesterday, as I wanted to see more robots moving in the ball following path, I saw them. I saw like many robots following in that path, so I was really excited on that as well. So
Yeah, definitely.
we could hope. Yeah. So like yesterday, it felt like the line following day, and today it feels like it's the ball following day. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think the trend of today is like exactly what you mentioned. I also noticed yesterday, I think only one team actually did. It was, I think, the sui generis team. And today we have seen majority of the teams actually going along the right path without doing the optional subtask. So that was a very interesting approach by the teams today. And maybe we might see the same of that in the latter half of today, or we might see it back reverting back to the original strategy from the first day. So I think that's what we should stay tuned in for. And once again, we would like to thank all the viewers who have tuned in to the live stream. We have had a really active chat, and hopefully we can see more of you all in the upcoming few hours. So really, we want to thank all the viewers who have joined the stream today.
Yes, definitely. So since morning, our chat has been very active, asking for songs by Nima, but I was hoping that Nima would sing a song and leave at least.
Yeah, definitely. I think we also were hoping the same thing, but then unfortunately, he had politely declined the offer. So unfortunately, we were not able to witness a masterpiece of music. So a very sad day, I think. But then we should be able to compensate for it with the various feats of robotics that are on display today.
Yes, definitely, Gajoshan.
Yeah. So, Chiranta, so with regards to the strategy which was used by teams, I would like to pose a sort of a small question to you. If you were designing the code, what type of strategy would you go for? The wall following, or would you try to finish the subtask and actually go along the left path?
Actually, I think even though I'm a fan of the wall following path, I think I would personally go with line following because it is actually the fastest route that the robot can take. And so, like, if the PID controller was properly tuned, and if I have confidence in my algorithm, then I would surely have faith in the code and try to finish the competition using the line following path.
Yeah, I think actually that's a fair comment by Chiranta. I also so I agree with you, but I can also see the merits of going on the right path because you completely ignore that subtask and you only have to have that sole focus on the wall following algorithm. So I think it's another trade-off that the competitors have to decide on before they implement the algorithm. So I think that's why we have seen a lot of different many teams adapting those two different approaches, and because of that we are seeing varied results in the competition so far.
Yes, Gajoshan. So, like doing the subtask might take some time, but at the end, it'll actually let the robot to straightly go to the correct color patch. So it all has ups and downs, but if you have tuned it correctly and got the right balance, then that's where I think the key to winning this competition lies.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you. And we would like to actually provide a small update with regards to the leaderboard after the 12 teams. So in first place, it's Bitfinit with 96.4 points. Second place, Doodle Squad with 80.6 points. In third place, Decap with 75.9 points. Fourth place, Rosinante 2.0 with 54.8 points. In fifth place, we got S-Cream with 54.12 points. In sixth place, it's Runtime Terror with 51.5 points. Seventh place, Dream Epic with 40.2 points. Eighth place, also with the same points, it's Circuit Breakers. So they're basically tied. Ninth place is Sui Generis with 35 points. 10th place is Anonymous Chips with 32.8 points. 11th place, it's Darth Vader with 19 points. And in last place, currently, it's Scott Strikers with 12 points. So we still have another 3 teams left. Let's see how the remaining 3 teams can actually impact this leaderboard, or will it stay for the most part the same?
Yes, Gajoshan, I agree. And to remind our audience that this is not the final evaluation round, there is also another physical round to be held. So stay tuned for that as well. And all the competitors should know that this is just the first stage of the first round. So give it your best. If you have done well at this round, you you guys have to do your best for the next physical round as well and keep up your good ranks. If you like, and for the stage 2, I wish like even though the first stage marks are not counted for the second stage. So that means that even in the second stage they have to do an even better job if they want to bag the huge cash prize.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point you brought up, Chiranta. Always, even though you might not have performed as strong as you want in the first stage, I think there's a definitely that comeback potential later on. And I feel all the teams should be striving forward to really achieve and do better in the latter rounds. And I think that's the motivation that they should take into heart to actually perform it. Even for the top teams like Bitfinite and Doodle Squad, they should feel that they should continue the strong performance, and they should understand that the teams behind them could easily catch up to them. So I think that's the key element in play here. And we got some information regarding the next team. Chiranta, could you introduce them, please?
Yes, so coming up next, we have Team Fortis from Institute of Technology in University of Moratuwa. So like we could hope to see some good performance from them as well.
Yeah,
Don't
definitely.
you think?
Definitely. And I think for the remaining 3 teams, it'll be if they are definitely targeting for the first place, especially it'll be a very tough ask with the performance that Bitfinite put up. So it'll be definitely a challenge, but I'm sure they will take it in their stride.
That's true. So Bitfinity is currently at the topmost position with 96 points. So I think that's a really challenging, a really high challenge that they have given to all the other competitors. But still, we can hope for others to do their best, and maybe they could secure that position. Like if they they could like, we never know, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the beauty of competition. That is the unpredictability of the competition. So I think that's what the teams should really take into heart, that if they put up their best performance, anything is and any place is really possible. So I think that's what we as commentators and the viewers at home should really view the competition with that type of interest. So I think that's what we have to stay tuned in for, Chiranta.
Yes, Gajeshan. So right now we can see that our judge panel is evaluating and they are initially examining the robot, and they are reviewing all the parts and the sensors they have used. So stay tuned, guys. After this, we can see how the robot performs in the finals, like in the round.
Yeah, definitely. And a small question to pose to you, Chiranta. Did you have any initial plans of actually participating this year? Or were they like sort of scrapped, or did you have like an idea to participate this year?
Actually, we did. Supun and I and with few others, actually, we wanted to participate. But yesterday, Supun also mentioned why he couldn't, and it was the same reason with me. Due to limited time and other responsibilities that we had, we had to disregard and we had to scrap off our plans and scrap off the plans to participate in this. But I can say that even though that it was like that, I had another chance in participating. I mean, not participating, joining the organizing team. So it was a great chance for me as well, and a whole new experience. So maybe gathering information like this, I could get some insights and do a better job on next year, and maybe bag the cash prize. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you're very much capable of it, Chiranta. And I think that's a great point you brought. So it's all about gaining some type of experience. So even for us, we were viewing the competition this time. We were able to get a lot of insight with regard to how the robot was designed, what kind of decisions were taken. So I feel even though it's including us for the viewers, even though we are not participating exactly, we are getting a lot of key insights with regards to the competition mechanics. So I think it's a great learning experience for all of us. And I think that's the main point of SLRC, is to make sure everyone gets a better understanding of robotics. It's not necessarily about winning or losing. It's all about participating and actually enjoying the event and actually gaining knowledge as well.
That's true. I totally agree with you. So right now we can see the judges are still going through the code. So it takes some time because they are evaluating the code very precisely. So we have to be patient.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
on note of that, Chiranta, I would actually like to give a brief description about our judging panel today. So we have Mr. Bhanuka Silva, who is a junior lecturer from the Department of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering from the University of Moratuwa. Next, we also have Mr. Govindu Lianage, who is an engineer in data science from Exoto Concepts Private Limited. We also have Mr. Iresh Jayawardena, associate electronics engineer from Adimac Lanka Private Limited. So we have a very esteemed judge panel. Don't you think, Chiranta?
Yes, I think they are very proficient and very skilled and very experienced. Have experience in this regard because they are from the academia and also from the industry as well.
Yeah, I think
So
there's a good variation actually. Like to adding to your point.
Yes, it's an all-round judge panel, and we could hope to see some good evaluations from them.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's and so far we have had like very good and very fair evaluations up for the initial 12 teams. So I think the judges have certainly lived up to the reputation, and I'm sure they will have that maintain those high standards for the upcoming 3 teams as well.
Definitely.
And it seems that we are going to actually start the first attempt of the current team. So let's have a look. Very interesting design, don't you think, Chiranta?
Yes, they have utilized two large tires, and then I think there are two small ones in the front and the back as well.
Oh,
It's not very clear.
Not
but,
very clear. Yeah. But I think that's good information for the viewer at home also, because it's not very clear on the current on your screen. So I think that's good information that Chiranta provided.
So maybe the audience is not able to see.
Yes, I don't think we have
but
actually. Yeah, we haven't switched to the still the VBot stream. So while this actually we are giving you a bit of a sneak peek actually with regards to the design. And actually,
okay,
I think
so
now
it's on now. Okay, so the robot has started, and seems like it correctly identified the color patch as well.
Yeah. And it has actually got the some of the pillar values, and has it identified the left value correctly though, Chiranta? I only see the right.
Yeah, even I only saw the right value. So that might be an issue.
I think there is a bit of ambiguity with regards to whether it had completed the subtask. I think we'll get better information regarding that. So for right now, it seems to be proceeding along the left curve path. So if it had done the subtask correctly, I think it's no issue at all. And so far, the line following algorithm is all right, but it's a bit rough in certain places. Don't you think, Chiranta?
Yes, it doesn't seem to be very smooth as other competitors, but it is at least keeping the path correctly.
And it seems that it had not done the subtask correctly because of some incorrect values. So I think this might be an issue that it's going along the left path. So that's something I think the judges will have to evaluate upon, Chiranta.
Yes, I think maybe they will. Oh, so it seems to be going in the wrong direction as well.
I think it wants to have a round in the walls as well, Chiranta. Very all-round robot.
I like it.
I think they have paused it.
Paused it, and
there is some issue I think with regards to the roughness parameter of the virtual environment. So I think they're checking on that now. Then I think the judges also are questioning with regards to some certain aspects from the team. So the first attempt so far,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, what I meant was the first attempt so far, not exactly, I don't think what the team was hoping for. So I think the second and third attempts are very important for this team actually. What do you think, Chiranta?
Yes, so after changing the roughness values with a small penalty, let's hope that they could actually finish this strong in the second attempt, and if not, maybe they would go for the third attempt as well. So let's hope whether they could let's hope that they could finish the full course.
Yeah, and I think if I were to be them, I think I would be going for the second attempt because
yes, it seems definitely
that they for right now their scoring might not be as high based on this first attempt. So I think it's a very logical decision to go forward with the the other attempts as well. So they most probably they will be going for the second attempt, Chiranta.
Yeah, it's a good justification for the effort they have put in creating the robot. So I think they definitely should go with the second attempt. So I think the roughness value has been changed to a value of 1. So let's hope that they would perform well this time.
Yeah, and it seems that they are indeed starting their second attempt. Still some minor adjustments going on before we do so.
Yes.
I like the
The
coloration,
console.
Chiranta. It's very Christmas type of vibes. What do you think?
Yes, it reminds me of mistletoe.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, okay. Now it seems that we have started. And again, the red color has been identified correctly. It is again having some readings with regard to the optional subtasks, but then we have to check whether whether the values are actually correct or not.
It seems to be a small issue with the algorithm for that part, for that subtask. Let's see what the judges' feedback would be like.
Definitely. And I also have to note that this is similar to what we mentioned earlier, Chiranta. This is a very unique design. I don't think we have seen such a design with regards to the other competitors as well. So it's something very commendable.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like maybe it's a 3-wheeled robot. It feels like that.
Feels like that. I think it's very
about
inspired. Yeah, very inspired from that. I think they have taken. I think probably they would have taken inspiration from a similar concept.
Okay, so it seems like the values they have printed are correct. So they are allowed to go in this line following path as well.
So far, actually, the second. And I think in that, I think it's the same issue with entering the path with to identify the colors. So this is definitely a better attempt than the second one, and now he's trying to go into the walls as well.
So it turned back. So let's see. Even though they paused it,
I think they have actually. Maybe they have paused it for now. So I think this was definitely a strong attempt than the second attempt, but then definitely they couldn't really finish it strong with regards to identifying the color patch. So we have to see what and it seems that they are indeed starting the third attempt. So let's have a look.
Well, it felt like it turned back, and then maybe it could have gone and finished the task if we were patient. But who knows? Maybe it could have gone back in the line.
Definitely. I think the judges also would have made like a appropriate and correct decision with regards to that. So I think we should give them the benefit of the decision.
Yes, definitely. So the third attempt is about to begin, and let's see whether they finish this one.
So still some minor adjustments going on.
So it was. So the first half, it gets better with every attempt it takes. It seems like that. So
yeah, I think that's the trend. Yeah. So hopefully for this team, it'll be the attempt where they actually clear the course, because they have done everything right. They have identified the color patch. They have done the subtask. So it's just one more step. They've even followed the curve path correctly. So it's just that one more step of actually going and getting the color. So now it looks like they have started. So far, so good.
Gajeshan, like, did you notice that the robot seemed to be it seems to be going in a zigzag manner. It doesn't feel so smooth to me.
Yeah, on closer inspection, actually, that's very correct. What you mentioned, Chiranta. I think it's maybe quite. I don't think we have seen this in the other competitors. Don't you think, Chiranta? Or maybe I missed it.
Yeah, it's the first time. Yeah, it's the first time I saw it as well. So it's not about it's not only about following the path. It's about fine tuning the controllers and the sensors. So judges are evaluating on that aspect as well. So let's see how how the scores would turn out to be.
Yeah. So far, again, it's a similar trend to the first 3 attempts of navigating the curve path very successfully. So here we are approaching the very critical part of the course. Let's see how it goes. Okay,
Oh.
and he's trying to turn, but oh, I think yes, he
Oh,
wants to.
no.
Go, I think he's wanting to go back to the walls. I think, and I think it's finished in a similar.
It's a very stubborn robot.
A very stubborn guy, I think. Yeah. So I think it's the end of the 3 attempts for the team. So the judges will be having a little bit of sort of questioning and then a latter evaluation. So this team, I feel, had a very good performance. I think it's just in this latter stage where they couldn't really come and clinch it. So I overall, I think they should have a very decent place, but it will be a hard task for them actually to, I think, compete with the top 3 or 4 teams. What do you think, Chiranta?
Yes, definitely. They actually tried their best, and I think it was a good attempt made by them. So up to the final junction, they were pretty good actually.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
a very good point by you, Chiranta. And I think while we wait for the judges evaluation, we can actually, I think we might be playing a sponsor video in a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll be switching on to that.
LSEC Technology is a solution provider to financial market institutions around the globe. We provide trading, surveillance, clearing, depository solutions to over 25 institutions spread out over 5 continents.
Innovation is the legacy and the foundation of our success and will continue to be a key success factor in our future as well. We are a niche, high-performing organization with world-class talent. We attract the cream of the system in the country. Here at LSEG Technology, you will have the opportunity of working with a global team of colleagues who are industry experts. You will also have the opportunity of working with the diverse client base.
LSEG technology products win in the market due to its technical competitiveness. That is, we are a few years ahead of the competition in terms of technology. To preserve our competitive advantage, we do invest in keeping our developers abreast and up to date of all the current technologies so that in turn our products are extremely competitive in the marketplace. We are a product company. In that sense, we design and develop and maintain and commission and support all our product lines. So you have an end-to-end exposure from concept development to detailed design to build out to test to commissioning. So that's a full cycle exposure of really critical infrastructure software.
We are a high performing organization and a culture which celebrates to you for who you are. We are from different ethnic backgrounds. We have a massive inclusivity culture. Your personal preferences can be you. So the culture is, it allows your individuality to be a part of the organization. But where we also come together as a culture is when we drive high performance.
What we're looking for is really talent that has an aptitude for engineering. A pure play is that when you join us, we don't really expect you to know the ins and outs of finances, programming large systems. Those skills we will impart on you. But you should have the aptitude to take that on board and grow your technical skills and your ability to manage teams and take on more and more responsibility as your career progresses.
We belong to a fabulous legacy which has changed year on year to be completely new, current and different. So all of us who is in this organization now and somebody who is a potential family member has an opportunity to shape, navigate, envision what it ought to be for the next centuries to come.
So that was a brief video from our sponsor, and it seems that the judges are currently evaluating the team's progress. So while we wait on that, Chiranta, it seems that chat is very active right now. We have lot of people in chat, Chiranta. I think it's very good to see.
yeah, it's definitely very inspiring as well, and very motivating for us as well.
Yes, definitely. They're only making the stream and the whole experience very good. So we like to thank them. And with addition to the thanks, we would also like to thank our sponsors as well. Chiranta, would you like to give a word about our sponsors?
Yes, definitely. So our main sponsor, our platinum sponsor of this event is Asiata Digital Labs, Advancing Digital Lives. And we have two main goal sponsors, Synopsys Lanka Private Limited, powering the new era of smart everything, and the London Stock Exchange Group, your trusted global financial markets infrastructure and data provider. So this event would not have been possible without their immense support and even the financial, even those the money, the cash prizes that we give to the winners, they won't have been possible without our generous sponsors.
Yeah, definitely, Chiranta. We would like to give a hearty thanks to them for their financial backing, especially during such a tough time for everyone. So we are very grateful and very appreciative of that. So I think while we wait for the judges to give their feedback, Chiranta, I would like to ask your opinion about having let's say for someone who wants to get into robotics, what do you think of Arduino as a good starting point? Do you think it's a good starting point to get into the field?
Yes, Arduino is actually a good platform for the beginner. So they have actually created libraries, and it's a good abstracted layer that they have created. So if you are interested with working with microcontrollers and AVR programming, so that might be very difficult for the beginner. So Arduino, they have created this huge abstracted layer. So you guys only have to memorize few lines of codes, and then you guys can get what you intend to do with the Arduino platform. So I think for the beginner, it's a very easy way to begin your robotics journey.
Yeah, I think that's a good summarization of what the benefit of Arduino that you did, Chiranta. And to add on to that, I would say like the Arduino, there is a very active community also on the online forum. So if you go visit the Arduino site, there's an actual forum there with regarding various projects and different questions. So even if you have stumbled onto any issues while you're doing your coding and your programming, you can always clarify absolutely anything nowadays online. And I think because of that, it's a very user-friendly platform to start on with regards to even the coding and also with regards to the resources as available as well.
Yes, I totally agree with you. So it doesn't have to be a huge project at the very beginning. Everyone can start small and slowly scale up your projects, and maybe who knows, like you guys might even build a self-driving small robot. So
Yeah, definitely.
starting from the small blinking the LDD project. It's a very good field that it's a very interesting as well.
Yeah, definitely. And for me personally, also when I'm doing some whatever Arduino project I'm currently working on, if I have like some issue with regard to the code, I always if I always search it on Google, there's always a result for it. Most probably from the Arduino site. So it's very easy actually to even clarify your doubts and even your mistakes. So I think it's a great platform to start. I think that's the good. That's so to summarize on our points. Basically, Arduino is a great place to start, and then I feel you can branch out later on when you get more and more in depth with the field.
Yes, definitely. So Gajashan, you seem to like have good experience with Arduino with some projects. So would you like to? Okay, so we might have to hold it back because it seems like the judges are ready to give their feedback. So we can hope for the feedback for this team.
Okay, evaluation is over. We invite judges to give their feedback.
Things that we saw in this robot is it completed first few parts of the task. When traveling in the curved path, there was a small wobbly movement. That's because I think they have used only few sensors that could be the issue, and they haven't used any complex algorithm, that they have used a simple algorithm. That may be the cause for that wobbly movement. By the way, they have done a good job with simpler algorithms. So that's the things that we have noticed. We wish you all the best.
Govindu, I'll add a small thing as well. So as you mentioned, so they have done lots of tuning. I think their algorithm is very simple. So they are not using a PID algorithm. But they have tuned the robot so much so that they have some coefficients, and they manually change these parameters to go on the line following section, follow the line following, follow the lines. And on top of what Govindu said, so they are wobbly behavior, or the in the curved section, their wheels are a little bit more forwards from the center of mass of the robot. So that can add a negative effect as well. So they have a little time to take the decision when they read the line from their line following sensors. So that can negatively affect their smoothness in the curved section as well. So that is something I noticed. If Iraj has anything to add, he can tell. Otherwise, we can go to the next thing.
I also agree with Banuka and Govindu. I say that they have done a tremendous task by tuning the robot for the algorithm. I wish them good luck, and let's continue with the next day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for
Thank you, sir.
your feedback.
Congratulations, that was some valuable feedback from the judges for the team. I'm sure they gained some good insights on why they couldn't complete the task. So that is a very good learning ground for this for the team.
Definitely, and not only for them, it's also a good experience for all of us, Jayanta, because we also were wondering because they were able to actually complete the majority of the task, and it was actually at the final stage where they couldn't actually like push through it. So I think it's a great experience for this team for actually to having competed. We actually really commend them for that, and also it's a good learning experience for everyone involved, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. Even I was very confused why I kept trying to go into the the wall following part. So it's definitely a big learning experience for everyone who is involved.
Yeah, definitely. So while we wait for the next team's run, I think we can put on some music right now, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. Let's keep
let's do
the
that.
audience
Entertained, yeah.
entertained.
Let's do that.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
So it looks like we'll be actually having the next team on in a bit. So the next team is Wall E from University of Kelaniya. Have you watched the movie Wall E, Chiranta?
Yes, Gajeshan. It was like one of my favorite movies since I was a child. I actually had the Wall-E computer game as well.
Ah, really, that's good. This is anyway a classic. So good to see they have actually named. It's a very creative name actually.
Yeah, even in that we have a cute robot as well. So it's very
Yeah.
very relevant as well.
Yeah, so it seems that for right now they'll be examining the robot and code similar to the previous teams. So we'll be currently waiting on that. So I think we can give a bit of information with regards to the leaderboard, Chiranta.
Yes.
Okay. Chiranta, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. So at first place, we still have Team Bitfinit with 96.4 points. And then at second place, we have Doodle Squad with 80 points. And then at third place, we still have Team DCAP with 75.9 points. And then at place 4, we have Team Rosinant with 54 points. And then at fifth place, we have Team S-Cream with 54 points. And at sixth place, we have Runtime Terror with 51.5 points. And then at seventh place, we have Dream Epic with 40 points. And then at eighth place, we have Circuit Breakers with 40. Also, the Dream Epic and Circuit Breakers both have the same points. So it's basically the seventh place that they have. So at ninth place, we have Team Fortis with 36 points. And then at 10th place, we have Sui Generis with 35 points. And then at 11th place, we have Anonymous Chips with 32 points. And at 12th place, we have Darth Vader with 19 points. And 13th position, we have Scott Strikers with 12 points.
Yeah, so as we can see on the leaderboard, the previous team Fortis is managed to achieve 9th place, but then definitely, like we mentioned earlier, they have always the chance to really move up the leaderboard in the latter rounds and stages. So definitely, that's something we should keep an eye on, Chiranta.
Yes, definitely. So this is not the final round. There will be few more other rounds that our competitors have to face, and they have to do well on those as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Chiranta, would you like to take a guess on what kind of strategy this current team will be adopting? Like, will it be a the following the wall strategy or doing the subtask and going along the left? What kind of strategy do you think they will follow?
I think I will bet on on the path. Maybe they will go with the line following path. So I bet on that. Maybe we
Okay,
could start up something in the live chat as
Yeah.
well. Maybe
So,
we could ask them what they think as well.
So if you can put in the live chat whether they will go along the walls or whether they will go along the curve path. I personally think based on their name, I'm probably assuming that they'll go along the wall. So let's see. So y'all can put in the chat as well what kind of whether they will follow the wall path or whether they will go along the line path. So you all are free to put that in the chat. Chat is very active today, Chiranta. Really good to see.
Yeah. So they keep on coming. I can't even follow the messages at this
Yeah.
moment.
So R Nitu is saying it'll go. He's saying it'll go through the wall. I think it's a very brave opinion. And then some people.
So Chamindo is saying what you said. So Chamindo is saying their name is Wally, so it's obvious. But I think I would like to stay on my bet as well.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
not
you are
gonna
a bit of a. I think you're a bit of a lone man with regard to your bet, Chiranta. But then maybe I think that's what good bets are made of. Sometimes you pick the odds which other people don't pick, and then you win.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's the risk you're taking, Chiranta. So I think so. Danushan from our batches said they'll also do the line following. So you have someone to side with you there, Chiranta.
Yes, definitely.
It should
Nice
be
to see that.
interesting to see. Yeah, definitely. So we have currently
so Latik is saying it'll fly.
I think he's going for some out of this world guesses. So it'll be very. If that happens, I think I will eat my hat or something very unrealistic like that. So it'll. I think Latika is a brave man to actually put that down as a guess.
That he took the most odd one out of all the possibilities.
Definitely, actually, yeah. So we're actually still waiting on the first attempt. So I think still it's the examining process of the robot and alongside the code will be there. So that is, I think that's a very important process, don't you think, John? Because we have to anyway make sure the setup and everything is good before we progress.
Yes, I totally agree with you. So the judges and the organizing committee, we have to give a big shout out to them as well for their amazing hard work. So why don't you do the honors and honors in reminding our audience about our amazing judge panel?
Yeah, definitely. So we have Mr. Bhanuka Silva, who is a junior lecturer actually at our university from the Department of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering. We also have Mr. Govindu Lienage, who is an engineer in data science from X.O Concepts Private Limited. Last but not least, we have Mr. Iresh Jayabodhna, who is an associate electronics engineer from Arimac Lanka Private Limited. So we have a very professional judge panel from both the academic and also from the industry side. So it's great to see that so many different individuals have come together to actually judge our competition. And I think that really elevates our competition to another level. Don't you think, Chiranta?
Yeah, even the competitors will get good feedback from our judge panel. Very diverse and very rich set of feedback will be given.
Yeah, definitely. So far, I think with the 13 teams, we have seen that. And I think with the final 2 teams of the competition, we'll continue to see that. And just to remind our viewers, we have planned to have 15 competitions, 15 teams for this round, and we have had 13 so far. So we're very near the end of the day. So we would like to thank everyone for once again tuning in so far. You all have really given our stream a lot of energy, a lot of vibrance. So we would like to thank you all once again.
Definitely, it has been very interesting to see, and it's very lively in the chat as well. So it's
definitely. And we would like to also remind everyone to go visit our site for the competition, SLRC2021.com. You can get a lot of information about the competition there, about our various the organizing crew, and then also with regards to the leaderboard. So I think it's a very good site to visit and very relevant. So that's SLRC2021.com. And I think
it seems like
going to start the simulation.
The simulation.
Yeah, and I think let's have a look at that. So it's a four-wheel design, Chiranta.
Whoa, that's very new.
Yeah, well, I think basically I think there was a point in this where they had mentioned the turning of these kind of robots will be a bit clunky, but then I think the benefit is that there is an added sense of stability. So I think that's what this team is going for, Chiranta.
Yes.
And I
So
think they have not.
they have not painted the color.
Yeah, that is interesting, and no values as well with regard to. I think so. We're not sure whether they have skipped this up. I think for it's and I think they're okay. It seems to be turning in for now.
And also in the console, we can see that there is an error that got printed.
Yeah.
They seem to be having small issues with this simulation as well.
Definitely. And
But
so for the people who put in the chat that is following the walls, great job, guys. Chirant, I think you have lost. If you had put some money there, I think you would have lost some good cash. But then, good thing you didn't.
Too bad for me.
Too bad. Yeah, I think we were right to go along with the naming guess. So it's for the people in chat. Congrats to you all who have guessed it correctly.
So I think the competitors decided to name the robot based on the path they took as well.
Yeah,
So,
based on the strategy. It's very interesting approach. But then so far it's following the fall pretty well, don't you think, Chiranta? It has gone.
yeah,
through
it,
pretty
it didn't. Yeah, exactly. So it didn't come across any problem inside the ball following path. So living up to the name of the robot as well.
Yeah, definitely, and it's pretty impressive so far. But then I don't know about these errors in the console. Whether that will, I don't know how much of an effect that will cause to the evaluation later on. So, and also, do you notice some sort of shine coming off the robot, Chiranta?
Yeah, I did. I think they have put some elements
Yeah,
for the robot to shine.
very they have designed it very interestingly. I don't. We are definitely a very unique design of all the competitors today. So I have to commend them on that. So now it seems that they are going to the right path, but then I'm not sure how this will
Oh, no.
progress because they.
So they should be going to the red color patch. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's the thing. And but the issue is they did not identify the correct color patch in the beginning, Chiranda. I think that's the issue.
Oh, so maybe they are identifying the color patch one by one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, because they didn't do the subtask, so that's the way they should do
definitely.
it as well.
So I think then we can come to that assumption that they had actually not done it and they are going for the pure just the wall strategy. And it seems that actually it has become stuck, Chiranta, in the blue square.
Yeah, it seems to be quite of a problem.
Yeah, and I think they have stopped the first attempt for right now. The judges are probably still questioning and giving some sort of decisions regarding to that. So we have to see whether they'll be taking the second attempt or not.
Yeah, I think. What do you think? Should they take the second attempt or?
I'm not sure about that, Chiranta. I'm not actually. It's a very ambiguous, very unclear decision to make. I also am not very sure what kind of decision I would make here. But what is your opinion, Chiranta?
So it seems like they are resuming the first attempt itself.
Yeah, I think just to check whether there's any other changes in this attempt, right? Maybe they want to check that.
Yeah.
And I think they paused it again now. So it seems like they have paused it. We have not got confirmation as to whether they have actually stopped the first attempt. So I think there is still a questioning session going on with regards to that. So I think, to bring back what you asked me, Chiranta, I think it's a very unclear decision as to whether they should go for the second attempt because what do you do, Chiranta?
Since there are few errors coming up, I'm not sure myself. So maybe I would not go for the second attempt as well.
Yeah, I think at least they will earn some points with regard to the wall following algorithm. So even if they choose to stop with the first attempt, they will have like some sort of score accumulated. So that is something I feel they should keep in mind. But then if they are actually willing to go for the high risk, high reward strategy of going for the remaining attempts, that's completely up to them, Chiranta. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, it's their choice, but it's very risky decision to take as well. Also, seems like they are actually taking the second attempt. That's very brave of them.
They're going for it. I think they want to win it.
They need to win it.
Yeah, they need to win it exactly. So everything's getting set up for the second attempt by Team Wally. So let's see how it goes. So we would like to remind the viewers as well that we have one more team after this. So after that, I think the leaderboard should be entirely updated for this part of stage one. So you all will be able to get a good view of the leaderboard, and you can see where each team stands. So I think that will be a very interesting thing to see whether someone can display some of the top teams, Chiranta.
Yes, definitely. So our audience can go ahead and see the leaderboard themselves at slrc2021.com. That is our official website. So over there, you can watch the video as well along with the leaderboard.
Yeah, I think that's a good site to visit, Chiranta, slrc2121.com. You can get a lot of information with regards to the competition and also with the leaderboard. So for right now, we have only 13 teams on it. So once the remaining 2 teams have been evaluated appropriately, that will be updated and it will be there for viewing for the general public.
So there's only one more team left for their simulation. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Gajoshan?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. So we have this year for SLRC 2021, we had invited 15 teams to participate, and yesterday was a very eventful day, Chiranta. We had 8 teams really going at it, and we saw some really great performances also.
Yeah, it was very good competition that they put up with, and we have to appreciate every team member, every team that participated. So they I think they went through a lot of tough times and prepared for this competition, and they gave a really good battle for every other team as well.
Definitely.
So we need to appreciate, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, and one thing to add on to your point, Chiranta, we have to understand nowadays that we can't exactly meet up whenever we want because of the current pandemic situation. So they would have to do this through Zoom meetings, through Discord calls and whatever. So it would have been very difficult for them to actually organize and actually collaborate. So it's a very commendable achievement that to see these 15 teams actually participating in this competition.
Yeah, definitely. Being it virtual, they still managed to do some really good work. We can see really good simulations happening even yesterday and even today itself.
Yeah, so and it looks like they'll be actually going for the second attempt, Chiranta. So here it goes. So it's at the red square now, and okay,
Still they haven't not printed the red color. Maybe they have not. Maybe they thought that it's a subtask as well.
Yeah, I think
remember,
maybe definitely. I think there was a similar case like this with one of the teams from yesterday as well. So I think is maybe a misunderstanding, but then there will be a slight penalty for that, but then hopefully it doesn't impact them too much.
Yeah, definitely. So it's very good to see something. I mean, it's not. It's a good reminder for us actually. Like when participating in these competitions, even the minute details are very important for us to keep in mind, because those things are what might go wrong at the final moment.
Definitely.
That will be
very critical point which you brought up. So I think it's always about actually paying attention and just actually it's like the execution is one thing, the execution to detail is another thing, don't you, Chiranta?
Yeah, that's very nice way to put it.
So I think this team, but then for the most part they have done a pretty good job. Even this time they seem to be navigating the walls very well, Chiranta.
Living up to its name as well.
Yeah,
as before.
definitely.
And I really like the way the robot shines when it takes turns.
Yeah. Do you think guys? How do you think it works? That what sort of component is that, Chiranta? Do you have any idea?
Maybe the world has some sun in it, some illuminating element. So this is like maybe the reflection of the light coming from that source. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. But then it's very like I think that shows the different sort of capabilities of this rebot software, Chiranta. I think that's why we chose this actually to have the competition.
Yeah, it seems like a fully capable software for stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely.
So were you aware of this Vbots platform, Gajoshan?
To be honest with Chiranta, when I first saw the name of Webots, I actually read it as Webots. That's how I didn't know absolutely anything about this when I first saw the name. I had actually no idea.
So you got to know about this from this competition itself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So afterwards, I think I went and did like a bit of reading about it, and I got some brief knowledge. So before this competition, I had no idea. So I think that's what it's a point of this competition to actually give a lot of knowledge to the viewers, and I think that's one of the main points. So it seems that they have paused the current attempt, Chiranta.
I think they have not gone to the correct color patch this time as well.
Yeah,
Similar to the last
similar to
attempt.
the last. Yeah, it's following a very similar trend to the previous attempt as well. So let's see whether the judges, whether there's any variation with regards to the evaluation or whether it will be a third attempt as well. And there is some information with regard to the sensors. Chiranta, would you like to elaborate on that?
So the sensors, I'm not actually really sure about what they have used here. Maybe they have used a PID sensor. I'm not really sure.
I think we have got some information with regards to them using some generic sensors instead of the IR sensors. So I think maybe that's what the judges are currently evaluating. Yeah. So I think there is some penalty.
Yeah, so for the wall following part, they have used generic sensors. I think that is not allowed in this competition. Is that so?
Yeah, I think that's what they are looking at right now. So we should actually, I think we should wait on the judge's decision regarding that. So that'll be actually very interesting to see. So it seems that they have actually still paused this attempt and they are actually still having a look at what's going on. So in the meanwhile, we currently, the chat is still very active, Chiranta. Very good to see.
There is a huge fan base for you.
No, I think someone friends have joined it. I think they are trying to, in the sense, troll me, I guess. But let's see. So okay, and
So
I
guys,
think
give it. No. I think we should ask the audience to give it up for Gajushan. What do you say?
I think actually there is a big fan base for yesterday's commentator Chatuni as well, Chiranta. There's a big fan base for her.
Yeah, guys are asking for Chatuni to come. Let's see if she's able to.
So I think we can. I think that is we can entertain that possibility, but that only depends on whether you all subscribe to the SLRC, the YouTube channel. So for certain amount of subscribers, we might have her on, we might not. So it all depends on whether you all subscribe. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. And who knows, Chatuni might join us in for the commentary. That is entirely dependent on you all. So don't blame us later.
So the third attempt has begun. I think they have changed the roughness values as well for this attempt.
Yeah, so and it seems that we have actually started. So let's see whether there's any big variation with regards to the performance.
So similar to the previous attempts, the red color was not printed, and there are a few errors as well.
Yeah, I think it's in the turning point where that error message starts showing up, Chiranta. Where the T junction that where it turns to the right.
Yeah. I'm not sure why that is, but
it doesn't seem to have really impacted the following of the robot, like the path of the robot. So we'll see how the judges take that with regards to the evaluation. Again, is very similar actually to the third attempt. So this might be, if it's going to be in like the first two attempts, it might be a bit of a risk that the unnecessary risk that the team really took in pursuing the third attempt. So we have to wait and see how the final stretch goes.
Let's hope for the best for this team. It was as previously, as per the previous attempts, this is similar to those. The ball following part is very. I think they are going very in a nice way.
Yeah,
without any disruption.
Yeah. I think this has been. I think this is if they were when they be evaluating this. I think this is one of the strongest points that this team has. That their wall filling algorithm was very precise. So I think that is a good, a strong point for them, Chiranta.
Yes, I agree. So it might have to do with the good sensors that they used. So let's see whether the judges will. Let's see how the judges' feedback will be on that.
So now we are at the critical point, and again, it does not be okay. And it's again following.
It's the same problem again, isn't it?
Let's see whether they actually pause the attempt and stop that, or we'll see whether how Okay, it seems to be still going to the blue square, so following a very similar trend to the first two attempts. And seems to have stopped. And I think they have, are they pausing it? Yeah, I think they have paused it, Chiranta.
Yes, they have. So the 3 attempts are over for them.
And yeah, and I think it's a very, it's a risk which they shouldn't have taken on reflection. So we are currently still waiting for that, for the judges questioning and then the latter evaluation. So let's see how it goes.
So the evaluation has begun. We could hope for some good feedback from the judges as to why, and like even for the audience, I'm sure they are pretty confused why they kept going to the blue patch when it's supposed to have gone to the when it's supposed to have gone to all 3 patches and checked the correct one.
Yeah, so in the meanwhile, until we get a sort of information with regard to the feedback, Chanda, shall we just put some a song in between?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so
Let's go with this.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Somewhere by the emerald sea, where the moon and water meet. Somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are here.
So it seems that we'll be having the feedback now. Please stay tuned.
Now the evaluation is over. We invite judges to give their feedback.
Thank you, sir.
So the team has done a good job in and especially I have to tell that they have done a very good job in doing the wall following and the line following. So even though they are using a four-wheel drive mechanism, they did the wall following well. So that means they have developed a good algorithm to do the wall following section. Unfortunately, they were unable to identify the first red square. So at the final stages of the run, so the robot is confused at if you can see from the screen at the blue square, they are unable to take another decision because they haven't identified the first red square. So the team mentioned that in their testing, the robot was successful, but unfortunately, there has been some issue in this run. So I really appreciate their effort, and I would like to congratulate them as well. So, Govindu, if you
Yes.
have anything.
Yes, I agree with Bhanuka. As we talk with them, we understood that this is their first time in a competition. So, as it is their first time, they have done a great job because they came to the last square. The fault they had was they couldn't detect the color patch well. So, if it happened, they could have completed the task. So, that is a great achievement as their first run. So, keep it up. All the best. Girish, do you have?
Yes, like Govindu and Bhanuka said, I'm also saying that they have done a great job, like building a robot and making it complete the task. But unfortunately, they couldn't recognize the color of the first patch. Otherwise, I believe that their robot is capable of completing the full task. So my response to them is that they should not give up from this stage. So they should keep on improving their knowledge and keep on trying to build robots in future. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your valuable feedback.
Thanks to Team Wally for joining with us.
So that was some very interesting feedback, Chiranta. Would you like to elaborate or maybe explain a bit?
Yeah, sure. So even the judges said that there was some issue with the code and with the run. Like when they did it at their place, it seemed to have worked well. But unfortunately, over this platform, maybe the judge said they had faced an issue. So that's pretty unfortunate to hear. Don't you think so?
Definitely. And I think they also were commended by the judges for having at least implemented most of the algorithm correctly, and they also were given like some sort of belief that if they had actually implemented only the color patch algorithm correctly, they would have actually completed the task. So I think there was some good praise directed towards them, and I think they put up a very solid performance.
Yeah, definitely. So the team can definitely learn from our judges' feedback. So maybe the next time around they would do an even better job than this.
Yeah, I think this anyway, it was a good start for this team. I think for this, since we have especially more stages and more rounds in the latter part of the competition, I think this is a good start. And I think if they work on like this minor adjustments, I'm pretty sure they'll be at the top of or very near the top of the leaderboard. Chiranta, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So even in the chat, there is a comment by Arul Kanthan saying that Naruto taught us to never give up. So I think that's a very good motivation for the team.
Yeah,
What do you
definitely. I
think?
think that message is very true, especially with regards to this competition as well. There is always that comeback potential, and that's what I think the team should never lose belief. Even if you're last place or even first place, you should realize that things can change very quickly. So I think that's a good belief to have, Chiranta.
Yeah, definitely. We all learn from our mistakes, and it's very valid for us to make mistakes. But what matters is whether we learn from them and whether we correct them and whether we do our best at the next chances that we get.
Yeah, definitely. And Chiranta, I think there's been a very popular request in the chat. Shall we give some information with regards to that?
Sure. What is it about?
They were requesting one of our commentators to also join the panel.
Oh yeah, sure.
So
I think we could fulfill the request at this moment.
Yeah. So I think Chatuni can actually, could you read out the current standings as well, Chatuni?
Yes, hello guys. Actually, I was not supposed to join commentary today, but for your request, and I decided to join. So, to give you the updates about the current leaderboard, we have Team Bitfinite from University of Moratuwa in the top place with 96.4 points. And in second place, we've got Doodle Scott from University of Moratuwa with 80.6 points. And in third place, we've got DCAP from University of Moratuwa with 75.9 points. And you can also refer to this leaderboard on our official website, SLRC 2021. 3 points. And as for the last team, it was Team Fortas, and they have secured the 9th place in our leaderboard with 36.375 points.
So I think overall we have had a very good day so far. Chatuni, what is your opinion on the team's performances?
Yes, actually, I think the today's team's performance was there were some teams who performed very well and there were some who didn't, and that's totally okay. And I think there was not a team yet to beat Bitfinite team yet.
I think they are definitely the team to beat. Chiranta, also, would you like to give an opinion about your perspective of the standings?
Yeah, sure. So the team Bitfinite, I think they have done a really good job, and they have given a really good competition for every other team. So far they are still securing the number 1 position. But there is still one more team left, so we can hope to see some good stuff from them. Maybe they can secure the first place as well. Let's see.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bitfinite is definitely the team to beat right now. Maybe the upcoming team will be the one to change that, or maybe Bitfinite will be remaining at the top. So I think we have some information regarding the new team. So it's team SCT Mask from UA Vellosa University. So they are the last team for our competition for both days. So should be very interesting to see what kind of effort they can put up.
Yes, guys, and also, what do you think about the team name, SCT Mars? Does it have something to do with the corona pandemic currently going on in our country? What do you think?
Chiranta, would you like to give some opinion regarding that? I have no idea.
Same here, but the mask would relate to that, but I'm not sure what SCT means.
I also like it's maybe something maybe which is a reference amongst them. Maybe it is something like that. So even I don't understand the reference. So let's see. They have an interesting name, and hopefully their performance also lives up to the hype.
Yeah, definitely. So we can hope for the best from this team, even though it's the last team for the virtual rounds.
Yes, now the judges are reviewing their robot and the code. And while we wait, don't you guys think that we should also mention our organizers at this moment? They have been doing a very good job.
Yeah. they have put together this event in a virtual scale. It's been really difficult to actually collaborate and do everything. So a big shout out to all the organizing committee, to our sponsors, to really everyone who was instrumental in making sure this event has been the success that it is up to this point. So a big thank you to everyone who has been involved.
And even the audience, they have been very lovely from yesterday as well.
Yeah, very great. We are really fortunate to have such a great audience actually watching the live stream, and a lot of other well-wishers and other people behind the scenes who have been very supportive of our cause. So a very big thank you to everyone who has been very involved so far. So we are still waiting for the first attempt of SCT mask. It seems that the examination of the robot and the code is still in place. So while we wait for that, the fifth. So we have had 14 teams so far. So this is one of the most prestigious competitions for robotics in the island, and it's great to see so many teams have taken part. You guys want to give your opinion on that?
Yeah, sure. So you guys know that SLRC has been working since 2012 and for 9 consecutive years. So even this year we have decided to hold it even with the corona pandemic. So even though this is virtually held, there will be small physical rounds as well. So, and as we said yesterday, I think even virtual aspects are very important when it comes to robotics. Talking about virtual platforms, what do you think, Chatuni? So is it really worthwhile doing stuff like this through a virtual platform, or should we only do things in a physical setting? What are your opinions on that?
Think, Chiranta, before we move on to making something physically, it's really important to write the code and check it virtually, like do a simulation and check whether the code is correct, the algorithm is correct, and the robot is working as we want, and that can really reduce the cost we might spend on making the robot and failing.
Yeah, definitely. So even in the industry, I think many companies first they go through a virtual phase where they simulate everything before they go for the construction phase.
Oh, and it actually looks like we are about to start the first attempt of Team SCT Mask, guys. So stay tuned in for that.
Yes, we hope we will be able to witness some great performance from them.
So they are the last team.
Stay excited. We can be excited for them.
I think the stream will be switching over to that in a little bit. So we would like to remind the viewer that they are the last team for the day, to give them some support. They like the other teams have been working very hard for this competition, and I think the effort and the participation is definitely the most important part of any competition. So we would like to once again commend them, and we would like to commend the other teams as well for actually coming and participating in our competition. Would you like to add anything or anything? We are starting the first attempt, guys. So let's have a look.
Yes, the
seems to
robot
be
is
going
forward.
It seems to be going a little slower than usual. What do you think, guys?
Yeah. Let's see. The timing really doesn't matter as long as the robot finishes the task completely. Let's see.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So I think there's something wrong with the left value, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very massive value. So I don't think that is correct. But then it seems to be that they are going to the left path as well, which might be an issue later.
Yes, actually, to be technical, according to technical rules, they can follow the line following path if they didn't complete the subtask correctly. So let's see what the judges decide.
And judges have decided to stop it.
I think that's a good decision to make given the state of the current attempt. So I think they'll be doing that in a bit. And I think the values also, like we mentioned, are incorrect for the subtask. So I think that the judging panel will be questioning the team with regards to the first attempt and some of their code and maybe the parameters. So that's what we'll have to wait upon right now.
This team might also have the same roughness issue the previous teams faced. So let's see whether they choose to change it at the cost of a penalty or progress with the current value?
Yeah, definitely. And Chiranta, it seems that this team also has gone for the line following strategy as well.
Yeah, it seems like that. But in order to go in that path, as Chatuni mentioned, they have to finish the subtask properly. So that is quite an issue in this case because the left value is a massive number in this case. So that's very unfortunate.
Definitely. I think that is the risk of actually taking this strategy of going to the short path. So you have to be really spot on with completing the subtask, and then only you can actually proceed. So that is the risk I think the teams following such a strategy take, and it has not worked out for them that well in this first attempt.
Yeah, maybe the next attempt they might get the value correct, and we could hope to see some good comeback from them.
Definitely. And with regards to design, do you all have any comments to make? Looks very interesting.
Seems like it has 2 ears, right?
2 years, yeah, this is very interesting. But I think those are probably some type of sensors, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the sensors are on those paws.
Yeah, it's a very creative design, and I think the judges might mention it in their evaluation. So it's a very good creativity shown by them as well.
Yes, I think they have also chosen not to turn to the sideways to measure the heights of the pillars. They have integrated 2 distance sensors on either side of the robot and measuring while they are proceeding on the path.
Yeah, I think basically, I think you have a fair point there, Chatuni, and I think now we have got some attempts that they are changing some of the roughness values, like you mentioned, and they'll be taking the attempt to shortly.
Yes, let's hope that they will get their left value correct this time and obtain a chance to proceed on the line following path and complete the task.
Definitely. And Chiranta, so what is your opinion of their attempts? So, and it seems that they're actually starting. So we'll wait for your comments a bit. Yeah.
No, actually, guys, they are going to change the roughness value now.
Yeah, that is the case, and I think the third attempt will begin in a little while. So they are changing the roughness value from 0.2 to, I think it will be 1 probably, right?
So Chatuni, what are your thoughts about the roughness value? How does it? What do you think? Like how it impacts the robot and its performance? What are your thoughts on that? Are you aware of anything regarding the roughness value?
As per my knowledge, I think it affects the sensitivity of the IR sensors if they have used any, because the IR sensors measure the intensity of light reflected from the sensors, as per my knowledge. And I think the roughness might affect that value.
Yeah, that's great insight from you. I totally agree, and it makes sense now.
So they are going to start the second attempt now.
So it seems that it has begun, and the speed also is a little bit slow, don't you think, guys?
Yeah, it seems to be moving quite slowly compared to the other robots that we met so far. But as Chatuni mentioned, it's not the main concern that we have. The main concern is finishing the task.
Yeah, I think that's
so. Yeah.
In this case also, I think the left value seems to be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's similar to the prior round. So we don't know it's following the left path. So I think this might be an issue also later on, similar to the first attempt.
Yeah, but in the first attempt, the number was way off, but we can see that it has, it's a sensible value that they have got. So maybe in the third attempt, they might actually hit the spot on value.
Definitely. I think there's been an improvement with regards to the scale, but then with regards to the magnitude rather. But then it all depends on the third attempt. I think they'll be most probably going for it because I don't think they have really nothing to lose because they still haven't really progressed a lot through the map, so they wouldn't have had a lot of points accumulated. So I think it'll be very worthwhile for them to actually go through with the third attempt.
I agree. and they are not allowed to proceed in the line following path as well. So I think it's good for them if they chose the third attempt.
Chatuni, what's your opinion about that?
I think I'm not sure whether they're allowed to change the roughness value any different than the value 1. I'm not very sure about that. Let's see. The judges are currently discussing with the team what the bug might be, and let's see whether they go for a third attempt or not.
So it still seems that they are questioning with regards to the second attempt and sort of evaluating what has happened so far. So I think we are still waiting on that for the third attempt. And to remind the viewer, this is the last attempt. This is actually the last attempt for the day. So we are actually very near the end of the competition, guys.
Yeah, we hope to see it finishing strong. So let's hope for the best for this team.
Definitely. And
yes, and I should also mention that the competition is not over after today. You can also join our live stream for the physical round very soon. We will tell you about the date. Hopefully, if something didn't come up with lockdowns or anything, we'll soon be able to hold it very soon.
yeah, hopefully for the viewers at home and for the general audience, I think they would like to have the competition as soon as possible. So yeah, barring nothing goes wrong, I think it will be good for everyone to see. And there's something very interesting with regards to design. Would you all like to elaborate on it, guys?
What are your thoughts about it, Chatuni?
I think they have only used 2 wheels, and as the judges mentioned last day, I think it was wise because using 4 wheels might actually affect the stability instead of making it more stable. So in this case, they have used only 2 wheels, and let's see whether they do well in this time.
Yeah, that's totally true. Having more tires doesn't mean it's gonna get even more stable. So the tires has to be correctly aligned themselves. So if they weren't aligned within themselves, then the levels will be off, and it'll be even more worse than having 2 wheels. So that's a good point, as Chatuni mentioned.
Definitely, and I think your guys' thinking is very spot on, and I think that's a very fair evaluation of in terms of the design. So we have seen a lot of variations of the design, with some being 4 wheel, some being 2 wheel, and we have seen a lot of, even in the customization, we have seen a lot of differences in the design. So I think that's a beauty of this competition. We have seen a lot of different types of design and a lot of the creativity on display.
Definitely. So the creativity is what's been displayed. All the teams have come up with very unique designs. And yesterday we saw cylindrical robots similar to the R2D2 robot in Star Wars. So and today they have mostly cart type robots. So it's good to see diverse number of designs from our competitors.
Yeah, definitely. And as to your preference, guys, would you like to? What is your preference? Like a car type design, or like the more upright, that sort of a R2D2 type of design? What is your preference, guys?
For me, even though the card type feels more like the usual shape that a robot of this nature should have, I think the cylindrical robot could actually be more advantageous, because it has a good capability with when it comes to turning. So maybe that's a good way to go as well, and it also aligns with the theme of our competition, which is Star Wars. So that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Chatuni, would you like to give your opinion as well?
Yes, just as Chiranta mentioned, I think using a cylindrical shape would be better, but we shouldn't. I think we shouldn't increase the height so much, because that will affect the stability, making the center of mass high. And I think we should try to reduce the height as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also having a similar line of thinking to you guys. I think that type of design will be a bit more better. But then again, it's down to preference. And again, I think the important thing is actually completing the task. So that is the main goal. So with regards to that, so I think the design is just a preference with regard to certain factors. So all in all, I think it's very much down to the competitors in with how they think about the design.
Yes, and
Definitely.
two updates from the main room. I think you should have noticed before that the robot was the some part of the wheels of the robot was cut off from the robot, and I think they have adjusted the position correctly now. And let's see whether it gives any difference to the outputs.
Maybe we can hope to see something good this time than the previous two attempts.
And it looks like indeed the third attempt is starting, and it has started actually. So far it is so far so good. I think it's still as an issue of with regards to the printing the color patch, but then it is now at the optional subtask, and it has it has identified some values, but then I'm not exactly sure whether they are correct or not. I think we'll get some information regarding that, guys.
I think the left value is still not correct.
And the robot seems to be it's not correct, the left value. I think it's the incorrect value, and also the robot seems to be having a wobbly motion when taking.
Yeah, definitely. I think yes, you guys were right. The value is indeed wrong. So it's very following a similar trend to Water 7. And yes, definitely, and they have paused the attempt. So I think this is the end of the 3 attempts for this team, the team SC team. So a little bit unfortunate, but then that I think that is the nature of competition, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So it's about the participation, not just the winning. So they have done a good job in designing the robot. But unfortunately, things like this happen all the time. So you shouldn't be discouraged by this stuff. There is always another chance, and we all have to learn from these scenarios. So what do you think, Chatuni, regarding this?
Yes, also looking at this competition, what we only see is the last performance, and what we don't know is how much time and energy they have put into developing the robot and the code. I think they have been working on this project for like almost a month, and we should really appreciate their efforts, no matter what the outcome is.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. So the judges seem to be evaluating at the moment.
Yes, we'll soon be able to hear some fair decision from them, I hope.
Yeah, I think so. We actually done with the 15 teams of both competition, guys. So it has been a really good set of 2 days for this SLRC 2021. We have had the very good stream and a very good audience backing us, and a lot of good competition and good competitors with their various efforts. What do you think, guys?
Yes, these 2 days have been very exciting even for us. I mean, this is the first experience like this, a virtual robotics competition being held in Sri Lanka for the first time, and I think this should have been a great experience for you all too. And I think this has been a turning point for the history of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Be able to see these kinds of competitions being held virtually soon again.
Definitely. I think the fact that this is a very unique event with regards to a robotics competition, it's very great to see, and it's a good initiative done by our department. So very proud of that, and I think this was a good experience for everyone involved with regards to even participating or commentating, or even for the viewers. I think it's a very all-round good experience for everyone, and hopefully we can see more of this in the upcoming years, where they can integrate more of a virtual aspect with regards to the competition. What do you think, Chiranta?
Yeah, definitely. So not only for the competitors, even for us, the organizing committee as well, and also even for the judges themselves. And I think for the audience, it has been a very enlightening event. We get to learn new things every day. So I think this is a good platform for everyone to get some really good experience.
Yeah, definitely. And I think based on this team's performance, I think we'll see Bitfinex still at the top, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, so yeah, from the very first moment they came to the first position, so they have managed to secure their position at the number one spot. So kudos to them. And at the second place we still have Dudu squad with 80 points. So there is a 16 mark gap, but still they have done a really good job. And at third place, we have Team DCAP with 75.9 points. So those three are our top three teams. So and good luck to every other team who participated. And I'm sure you guys will be do an even better job at the upcoming rounds.
Definitely. Would you like to add anything to that, Chatuni?
Yes, I also think this competition has been going very good, and let's see, we can have the final leaderboard very soon with this team scores also. And also, I should correct a small mistake I made. This is the first ever virtual robotics competition held in Sri Lanka, but the ISL Robo Games was held virtually. This is the first virtual SLRC that's being held.
I think that's a really strong point of this competition, Chatuni. It's a very good point. Chiranta, wouldn't you agree?
I definitely do. So I think holding some event such an event in a virtual platform is a challenge itself. So I think the organizing committee has done an amazing job at that. So we should appreciate all their hard work and all the every effort they have put into making this event a success. What do you think, Kajushan?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone involved in the event is to be commended with regard even to the participants, the organizers, the viewers, everyone who has made this event what it is a big success. So we would like to definitely thank everyone, and we would like to appreciate everyone who has been involved in this event. So I think the judges are actually still evaluating the progress of this last team. So it will be interesting to see where they land on the leaderboard, and I think this will definitely set up the how the latter part of the competition looks. What do you think, guys?
Yes, we'll soon be able to see the players in the leaderboard also. And this leaderboard does not affect the marks of the stage 2. So the winner will be chosen depending on the stage 2 performance. And this is only a kind of a knockout round where we choose the teams who are capable of joining the stage 2. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Chiranta, would you like to add anything on to that?
Yeah, most definitely. So the leaderboard can be taken as a good comparison for the teams to see whether they should up their game or not. I'm pretty sure that every team will do their best for the upcoming teams, and for the teams who have to improve, I'm pretty sure they will get a good understanding about their position. So if they want to bring home the big cash money, the big cash prize, so they will definitely have to up their game. So yeah.
Definitely. And Chatuni, could you remind the audience about what cash prizes we have on offer for the top teams here?
Yes, Rajashan, we are offering 100,000 cash prize to the winning team and a 60,000 cash prize to the first runners up and 30,000 cash prize to the second runners up.
Yeah, I think those are some absolutely great rewards for the top teams, and I think that would be part of their motivation to do really well, alongside just their own personal desire and interest. So I think it's a good prize pool that we have for this competition.
Yeah, and not only for them, even for the audience, they might feel very excited about this cash prize. Maybe they are hoping to gain it the next time around. Let's see. Maybe there will be a higher number of participants coming for the cash prize.
Definitely. And I think another key thing to notice is not only you don't have to be necessarily an engineer or someone in that line of study or work to really participate. Anyone can actually participate. I remember from yesterday there was actually maybe a few people who from the medical faculty who participated. So really, it's all up to your interest and desire. It doesn't really matter in what line of study you're in right now. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, definitely. So these kind of events are very giving us a good experience, and I think it shows how the all-roundedness we have within the competitors. So as you mentioned, we have a medical student as well. So I think he will be a really good all-round doctor when he graduates. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, Chatuni, the evaluation has been completed and we are on standby for the feedback.
Yes. Our judges' feedback.
Okay, now
So
evaluation
let's
is
actually wait
over.
on
The
We
that.
judges
invite
are
judges to
ready.
give their feedback.
When considering this team, the main thing I saw in their design is they have used only 2 wheels. That means they haven't even used a caster wheels. So as they have used only 2 wheels, when the robot accelerates, front of the robot goes up. When the robot decelerates, front of the robots go down and touches the arena. So this kind of behavior is quite unstable. So even if it is a simulation, we can't predict what will be the results because of this behavior. The robot always go up and down in the front. So the front sensors get a lot of noise because of this behavior. So I think it might be a reason that they couldn't identify the color patch. That is the thing I noticed. Iresh, do you have anything to?
Yes, Corinto, I must add that they have tuned their color recognition for an exact value of the color patch. And that might work in a simulated environment, but even we saw it failed in the simulated environment. So my advice to them is never use such kind of rigid comparison to check some parameter in real world. Instead of that, they could use an thresholding method and some logic behind it to recognize the color more accurately. Other than that, they have done a very good job by making a robot, and they have think about all the scenarios required to complete the task, but they have faced some issues when implementing. So I say that they should not give up at this stage. They should keep improving their skills and learn new methods to implement in their robots in future. So good job, guys. Banuka, if you have anything.
Iresh, actually, I agree with Govindu and you. So, if I had a small thing from my side, so as Govindu mentioned, they have used only 2 wheels because they are not using another set of wheels or a cast wheel, so their ground clearance of the robot is very low. But however, I should say that even though they had some issues, even though they are dragging some part of the robot in the arena, so they still did okay in the code section and the line following section. So I think they have done a good job in developing the algorithm. So mistakes can happen, and yeah. So overall, I really appreciate the effort the team has put for this robot.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your feedback.
So I think we've had the feedback from the judges. Chatuni, would you like to give your opinion regarding it?
Yes, yes, we could hear that the judges really appreciated their effort, and they also mentioned what they could improve on. So they wish them very good luck to do well next time. So I think with that team, we are coming to the end of our SLRC 2021 virtual round, I guess.
Yeah, and Chiranda, would you like to give a recap of the leaderboard?
Yes, definitely. So the previous team that had the simulation was SCT Mask. So they have secured the 14th place with 16 points, pushing Scott Strikers to the 15th position. So still the first place belongs to the team Bitfinit with 96 points, and the second place is belonging to Doodle Squad with 80 points, and the third place belongs to team DCAP with 75.9 points. And to every other team, I wish them good luck for the next rounds. Over to you, Gajosh.
Definitely. I think all the teams, we really thank all the teams who have come here and actually participated. It's very, we really appreciate all, especially given the tough times nowadays to actually work together on projects. The environments will be very difficult now. So we really appreciate all the teams who participate today from various universities around the country. We really appreciate all. And also we hope that we can actually have more events like this in such a space very successfully in a similar manner to this event in the future years as well. What do you think, Chatuni?
Yes, I think with this established method we have used to hold a virtual robotics competition like this, I think we have a way to go.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one of the important aspects of the broadcasting we should take into mind in the latter years. So I think this event was a great success, and I think we'll be able to definitely carry on this in the latter years as well. So I think we are about to sign off. Chiranta, would you like to give the final word?
Sure. So thanks to everyone who joined, and I wish everyone a good, pleasant. Okay. So so our audience has been very lively, and that's very motivating for us as well. So the teams we had 15 teams so far. Everyone performed well since yesterday, and
I think it has
so
been
we can
a strong display. Yeah, all 15 teams have been very showcase their creativity in different ways. We have seen different types of strategies, different types of designs. So it has been a very good display of robotics, especially given in the virtual sphere with using the VBF software. So we have seen a great display of robotics, which has certainly lived up to the prestige of the SLRC brand. So I think we have had a great 2 days of events. Thank you to all the viewers who have joined. This is me, Gajoshan, and I'll be signing off. I'll hand it over to my other two commentators.
Yeah, so thank you guys. You guys been very, very lovely to us. And this is me, Chiranta. I'll be signing off now. So over to you, Chatuni.
Yes, just as Gajoshan and Chiranta mentioned, so remind you of the other commentators, Nima and Supun. We team has been working on, and thank you for all your support. And this is me, Chatuni, and we are signing off. Move on to the closing ceremony.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now you are joined into the closing ceremony of the virtual stage 1 round of SLRC 2021. We had an amazing competition in the past 2 days, where 15 competitors showcased their exceptional robotics talent in the SLRC virtual stage. One of the main pillars behind this success is our honorary judge panel. We have Mr. Bhanuka Silva, lecturer from the Department of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering, University of Moratuwa. Mr. Govindu Liyanage, engineer in data science from X.O Concepts Private Limited. Mr. Iresh Jayavardhana, associate electronics engineer from Arimak Lanka Private Limited. They are the ones who evaluated all the 15 competitors and gave valuable feedback so that not only the participating teams, but everyone who were tuned into the competition can learn more about robotics and move forward in their robotics journey. The reason that they were able to give such valuable feedback is because that they are experts in the field of robotics. Even before they went into the industry, they were active and frequent participants of robotics competitions of this caliber. They not only participated, but also won many national level robotics competitions and even represented Sri Lanka to participate in international robotics competitions in several occasions as well. So as we have such amazing talent with us today, we would like to invite the judges to comment about this year's SLRC as it is being held on a brand new manner on a virtual stage.
Thank you, Subun. As you mentioned, I will first tell some points about having a virtual round. So, as you know, so the times are not great, and so everyone is facing a challenging time. But still, I would first like to thank you all for arranging this online platform. So otherwise, the teams won't get this opportunity to present their algorithms in such a virtual manner. And so, considering about these robotics challenges, I would like to I would like to give you some examples in the real world how these competitions have helped in developing the world and humanity as a whole. So now we know that we have like a very sophisticated self-driving cars that are available as commercial products. One example is Tesla Motors. So they are amazing in now they are very sophisticated and amazing in driverless navigation in real world scenarios. But if we go like 16 years back, the scenario was not the same as now. Okay, so in robotics community, there's one very prestigious robotics competition also called as DARPA, DARPA. So it is organized by United States government. And so in 2004, they had a challenge with $1 million prize win, and the task in that 2004 year challenge is they have to develop a car where they have to navigate 300 miles of rugged terrain between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. So the thing I have to tell that is none of the competitors there were able to win the competition. They couldn't complete the 300-mile journey as autonomous vehicles. So in this competition also, most of the teams are competing for the first time, and especially I think most of the teams are competing first time in a simulated platform. So this should be the beginning of a big journey that you have to go. Let's say from not even being able to complete the task, but ultimately to win worldwide competitions or do great autonomous systems, do autonomous robots in future. So now, as I mentioned about the DARPA challenge, 16 years later in the current challenge, so they are doing it in underground domain. So it's also called subterranean challenge, and now they have a separate challenge called virtual challenge. So that is because the simulators are much sophisticated than it was before, and the novel simulators, which are also open source, they are capable in simulating the physics of the simulated world as well. So we can, for example, we can configure the friction between the wheels and the ground. So if we want to test our robots in different conditions, we can easily set the physics parameters and evaluate the robot in those environments in simulated world. So from my experience, when I was doing my final year project under the guidance of our senior lecturers from our university. So we were developing a robot which has like a hybrid combination of legs and wheels. So we had to develop gait patterns for that novel configuration. So it hasn't been tried before. So gait patterns are like when humans are walking, our legs and arms move in a distinguishable manner. So that is what we call a gait pattern. So if you have a hybrid leg and wheel hybrid robot, we have to develop novel gait patterns for that. So when we were doing that, we didn't first go to build the real robot in a real hardware. First, what we did was we used open source physics simulator, physics, not only physics, robotic simulator called Gazebo. And using that Gazebo, we were able to identify some problems we had with our initial gait parameters. That means the way we defined our legs and wheels should move wrong. So we were able to identify that using our simulators. Then we corrected them. Then we proceeded to build the real hardware. Then so it was like a piece. It was a piece in mind that we know our robot is working in a simulation. So the next stage is verifying that in a real hardware. So likewise, I'm sure Govindu and Iresh have very interesting stories to share with you as well. So I invite them to share their experiences.
Thank you, Bhanuka. As you said earlier, I would take this as an opportunity to appreciate the organizers in organizing this kind of competition in this pandemic. So every year we have this competition, but this year it is a virtual competition. So that's a good job. Then I would like to say that my first competition, it was in 2013 under school category. When I got there was a loose connection in the power jack of the robot. We didn't identify that until we got there. In the testing arenas, while we do, the robot worked perfectly fine and completed the task in few seconds. But at the competition, there was a loose connection in power jack and the robot moved only few centimeters. That's our bad luck. Starting from that, we had a huge journey in robotics. The most iconic thing is the Robocon. Me and Iresh both went for the Robocon competition. In that, the challenge was to build two robots, one with wheeled robots and another one a legged robot. In that, I worked a lot in the legged robot part. When we talk about that, the challenges we faced the robot worked perfectly fine in Sri Lanka. While we shipped it to Mongolia, there were several issues during the carriage and those stuff. And the robot didn't work there. We had to face a lot of difficulties while calibrating the robot to work there. So these kind of things happen always in robotics competitions. Once the robot works in our environment, it doesn't work in the competition. These things happen always. When talking about how we built that robot, first we designed it using SolidWorks. So we have analyzed everything because designing a legged robot is not that easy. It's quite difficult designing than a wheeled robot. We designed it using SolidWorks and we analyzed every possible things. That means when a robot walking, there are a lot of stress coming to the foots. So we analyzed every stress and strain that a feet can bear and what are the actual values that we can work. So those are the things that we considered while developing that robot. So after developing the SolidWorks model, we simulated in using ROS Gazebo. I think you have heard, some may have heard about ROS. ROS means Robot Operating System. Some may have not heard, but if you are thinking of doing more projects related robotics, you must learn about robotics and robots operating system. That means ROS. So if that is a key point that you must know when you are doing a project in robotics. We simulated that robot using ROS, and then we started to build it in real life. So that was our final year project too. So we successfully built that robot. We've identified the possible problems that we can face using those simulations. So simulation is a very effective method of developing a robot. Before developing the actual robot, you better do it in simulation. If the simulation works fine, you can start building the real robot. You can't say that simulation works fine, but real robot may not work fine. So you have to do several tunings in the real robot. So those are the things that we faced. And another beautiful thing I saw in Robocon is the robot made by China. It was quite amazing. It was next level. They completed the task in 17 seconds. No any other team could complete the task at least within a minute. So their robot was amazing. They have used several techniques to develop their robots. They have simulated their robots. They have used several how do I say? They have used a DJI drone platform in their legged robot. That is totally amazing because no one can think of using a DJI, that means a drone, the model of a drone in a legged robot. So those were the amazing things that I have seen in the robotics competitions. So I think you can do better in next competitions. Iresh, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Govindu and Bhanuka. Like they have said, I'm taking this opportunity to appreciate the organizers of this event. Like, since this is a pandemic situation, but they have done a tremendous task of making this competition to a reality. And in my experience as a person coming from Arimak Lanka, we are currently developing a humanoid robot. And from my experience are from the industry now. So in industry, the one main concern of developing something is the cost. Because in industry we are also always thinking about the profit we can gain from a project. So in this competition, we have used that parameter as well, introduced that parameter as well to the competition. So the competitors can gain some level of experience from the industrial world. Also, nowadays we are also doing simulations besides developing the actual robot first, because we then using simulations we can see the issues we might face if we do something in a specific manner. So in order to avoid unnecessary cost and losses, in industry, the simulation has given a higher priority nowadays than in previous time. So it's also a huge advantage to the competitors, so they can get that insight at this level of their career. That's what I have to add. So I must again thank the organizing committee for arranging this sort of a competition. Thank you.
Thank you, judges, once again for sharing your experience and knowledge on the field of robotics and enlightening us on how simulation of robotics is done on the industry and on the real world. And I personally feel really inspired after hearing your stories. And I'm sure that all of the viewers who have joined in through the live stream as well can relate to that. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. Chatumi Navodya, co-chair of this event, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to all of you. SLRC 2021 was a huge challenge for all of us. Every procedure from the very beginning had to be done in a different way to adapt to the new normality. There have been a lot of individuals whose support has been crucial to make SLRC 2021 a success story. First, I would like to thank our chief guest, the head of the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering of University of Melbourne, Dr. Ranga Rodrigo, for the invaluable guidance you have given us. Next, I would also like to thank SLRC staff advisor, Dr. Peshula Jayasekara, for being a great pillar in driving us throughout. You have been a constant support and you have given us a lot of encouragement throughout this competition. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Asiata Digital Labs, our platinum sponsor, Synopsys Sri Lanka Private Limited, and LSEG Technology, our gold sponsors. The support you have given is invaluable. Next, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the judges, Mr. Bhanuka Silva, Mr. Govinda Liyanage, and Mr. Ireshia Vardhane. Your time and dedication made it possible for us to reward contestants for their creative efforts. To all the seniors of P Club and to all my batchmates who worked day and night to make this a success, thank you very much. I would also like to thank everyone from our department for the immense support you have given us. Last but not least, I thank all the teams for participating in SLRC 2021, adding colors and more excitement to it. The stage 1 of the university category is a qualifying round for the final round. This virtual round accounts for 60% of the total mark for the stage 1. The other 40% is given for the physical round. With that being said, the live evaluation sessions for the virtual round of university category of SLRC 2021 officially ends. Let's meet again for an exciting physical round of the stage 1. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chatume. So let's mark an end to this amazing round of SLRC 2021 by having a look at yesterday's highlights.